Welcome to the Virginia is for Laughers podcast, brought to you by X2 Comedy. If you're looking to get more out of your Shenandoah Valley experience, then this is the podcast for you. You'll meet interesting people, musicians, and comedians that perform here and find out more about what you can do and see. Whether you live here or plan to visit, listen to explore what makes our unique slice of heaven. Now here's your host, Don Davis Womack.
Hello, Laughers. I'm thrilled to introduce you to team members that help coordinate and run the annual Blacks Run Cleanup Day and Arbor Day tree planting event that helps our environment. Early settlers of Harrisonburg use Blacks Run as a water source, which cuts through the charming historic downtown. The Hawk Tannery, where the Water Street parking garage now sits, used it then to tan hides in the late 1800s. Tannins and other chemicals were dumped in the stream, beginning the stream's degradation. As the city grew, runoff and pollution into the stream increased, unfortunately. The increased population of the city also decreased tree canopy coverage that helps prevent erosion into the water source. Laughers of all ages can help make a difference by getting a group together, their families, or just themselves to volunteer at this event and make a difference in our environment. Plus, they have some fun prizes in store for you as well. With us on the show today from Harrisonburg Public Works is Wes Runyon, Environmental Specialist, Shayna Carter, Stormwater Compliance Specialist, Keith Thomas, Sustainability and Environmental Manager, Jeremy Harold, Green Space Manager, and Brittany Clem-Hott, Outreach and Communication Specialist. Welcome to the show, everyone. It's great to have you all on today.
Thank you for
having us, Don.
You bet. This is really special and heart-touching to me to have all of you guys on today. I just happened to, some years ago when my son was playing football at Harrisonburg High School, we started an organization, a community service organization called Streaks Serve the Burg. And it began with the Harrisonburg High School football team. I was looking for something for them to do in the community and read about Blacks Run in the DNR. And I thought, oh my gosh, I could take these boys out there and they can use their energy to help the environment and make the world a better place. And that still stands as one of their fondest memories, is coming together as a team to do that. So it's exciting to me to have you all on today to talk about this, because as I always told them, team is together, everyone accomplishes more. So I want to give a little history and talk about this event and find out how people can get involved and everything about it. So let's start with this, a little bit about the event. Was shared in the intro, but Wes, can you expand on the purpose and goals for this annual event that helps our environment?
Yeah, absolutely. For having me on, Don. Our big event gives the local community members an opportunity to make a meaningful impact on our local waterways, the water quality, and allows us to organize the community to clean up trash so our downstream neighbors don't have to deal with our waste. Being at the head of the watershed, Blacks Run starts in the city of Harrisonburg and it flows through, and eventually the waterway from Blacks Run makes it to the Chesapeake Bay. So it may seem like a small part that we're doing, but ultimately removing tons of trash from the Chesapeake Bay annually in our big event. Like you said, April 15th is our event this year. Typically, we hold it on the second Saturday of April. It being Easter, the second Saturday of April this year, we bumped it another week. We typically have around 500 people that volunteer to come and clean up. And we remove around, the volunteers remove around 2 to 3 tons of trash every year.
Wow.
Just in their one event. And that's typically in a span of 2 hours in the morning. We supply all the cleanup gloves and bags and some trash grabbers at times. And we come on back after the cleanup's done and we'll provide lunch and take a look at our green scene.
Wow. I had no idea, friends and laughers, that this stream went all the way to the Chesapeake Bay. That is really a magnificent you know, length it travels there. I mean, how many miles is that? Do you know even roughly?
Well, yeah, it took, I mean, it flows into Cooks Creek and then that it eventually joins North River. So it stops shortly after our city limits. But there's about a little over 8 miles of Black's Run that flows through the city of Harrisonburg.
What would you say is some of the most unusual items people have found when cleaning up?
So we've had quite a few. So anything from furniture, living room furniture sets, mattresses. Really? We found a toilet, a complete toilet. I think it was a hair dryer at one point, like that came out of a hair salon.
Oh my gosh.
A full chair. So yeah, it's quite a few interesting objects that were found over the years.
That's unfortunate to think of the stream as some sort of landfill versus going to the landfill. So we do need to change that, I would say. Can you share some of the history about this event? I think you were saying before we recorded, it started in 1990 something. What was that? 90?
Yeah. So local community members and friends of the Black's Run Greenway as well organized the first cleanup event in 1998. Since then, the city has sort of taken on the role as organizer and of the event in 2001 when we first had our solidified City of Harrisonburg sponsored event. Yeah, and this is our 25th year, so that's a quarter of a century. So It's a pretty big milestone.
Woo, woo.
Yeah, that the local community members have been able to get together and make this event such a success and a way to give back to the local waterways and environment.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. 25 years. Are you guys going to do any special 25-year celebration this year because of that?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we, Shannon can talk a little bit more about some of our event day of stuff. So I don't want to steal any of her thunder.
Okay.
But just highlighting that, it's a quarter century. It's pretty neat. A few key stats from the years. The most trash that was collected during our event was in 2018, and it was 8,240 pounds of trash removed during our cleanup day event. So that's 4 tons of trash removed in 2 hours. And then in 2019, we had over 700 volunteers. So that was a few of our highlighted stats from the event.
Now, what do you do with the trash that you collect? Like, what happens to it after we clean it all up? Where does it go?
Yeah, we organize. So being with Public Works with the city of Harrisonburg, we have our trash trucks that rove around during the day of. And unfortunately, it's not segregated into recyclables. So it goes to the landfill, but at least it doesn't make its way down to the Chesapeake Bay and the ocean and our downstream neighbors. So
now, do you all coordinate, Wes, between people that work on the Chesapeake Bay water source and here? Is there some sort of collaboration between those entities at all?
Yes, not in like the trash pickup aspect, but it does sort of meet some of our goals for our MS4 program. And I'm sure Keith can talk about that a little bit more in the detail, but it does knock off some educational events. The cleanup day event does. So.
Okay. He'll be able to speak to us about that in a little bit. I do want to, while I'm talking to you, Wes, there's something that I read about that I don't understand. And I feel like if I don't know, other laughers won't know either too. So I read the Black's Run stream scored a 4A by the Federal Environmental Protection Agency in 2016, but I have no idea what the significance of that is or what it all means. So can you help us get educated about that scoring system and what that's all about?
Yeah, essentially that scoring system just means that TMDL imposed onto the stream.
Oh, hold on. Time out. TMDL. I don't know what that is either.
Yeah, it's sort of a pollution diet for the stream.
Okay.
So it stands for total maximum daily load.
Okay.
Certain pollutants, mostly nutrients, but in our case, Black's Run is impaired, and DQ is declared impaired for exceeding fecal coliform
and
E. coli levels.
DQ. I don't know.
Department of Environmental Quality. Sorry.
Thank you. People in their industry know what the acronyms mean, and people outside are like, "Wait, what?" So, thank you for that, Wes. Please
totally
continue. Yes.
So it exceeds for fecal coliform bacteria, which is E. coli, known to all of us. But also sediment, and then with the sediment, it's phosphorus as well. So when we think about phosphorus and nitrogen and all these nutrients, we sort of spin it in a good light. But if there's too much of the nutrients in our waterways, it leads to algal blooms. And then when the algal blooms die off, they take up all the oxygen in the water, and it can lead to fish kills.
Okay. So what's the score from a 1 to 5, right? Is that I read?
It just says that it has a TMDL on the water body. So it's declared federally as an impaired waterway. Okay.
And we've been at it for 25 years. So have we seen improvements that we're excited about? I think I read somewhere you tested the water and there was a fish that you found, and that was a good sign. Did I read that right? Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I've noticed just some more sensitive type fish coming back into the waterways. Notably, we have long-nosed dace, which is a little minnow for your audience out there. And they prefer cool, fast-moving water with a little bit higher oxygen levels. And also our smallmouth bass, which is native to Virginia, have started to come back into Black's Run historically where they would have been found before. So it's very good news. We are conducting we just did 3 stream restorations on Black's Run and its tributaries. So we're in the process of our 3rd one right now. So water quality is improving. It takes a long time for Mother Nature to heal itself, but with events like Black's Run Cleanup Day, it's only helping matters.
That's exciting to hear. And I understand we're getting help with this through funds too by a local nonprofit. Wes, can you share more about that as well?
Yeah. My position is mostly funded through the Zane Shoker Endowment.
Oh my gosh, I know the Shokers. That's great. I didn't know that. Shout out to the Shoker family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that fund is held at Community Foundation. So Zane Shoker was a local philanthropist, and he donated a good chunk of money for a position like mine to make sure that Black's Run is cleaned up to our best ability. But local businesses they also hold a Black's Run Cleanup Day fund that local businesses are able to donate to and secure sponsorship levels for the Cleanup Day event, which we need, those funds to operate Cleanup Day. If there's a lot of volunteers, and we want to make it as fun as and most energetic as we can. So if there's local businesses or corporations that would like to donate, they can reach me. And then I can get them in contact with the Community Foundation to make sure their funds go towards the event. Their logos and all the sponsorship information will be on all of our advertisement materials as well.
That's great. So Laughers, we will be sure to put Wes Runyon's information in the show notes for you as well, so you can contact him directly and be able to explore that, so you can help out with the environment that way as well. So thanks for sharing that, Wes. That's exciting to hear about. Keith, I got a question for you. I'm really curious. How does Blacks Run Cleanup Day fall in line with City of Harrisonburg's environmental efforts and programs? Why is this so important?
Well, the first part is no one likes an ugly stream. So when we're walking in our parks or walking downtown, we don't like to look at the stream and see a bunch of plastic bottles and bags and other litter. So doing these cleanups are helpful and just to improve the visual aspects. But for the city, we also care about the water quality. Wes mentioned that MS4 permit, and that's an acronym that just essentially means that our stormwater system is separate from our sewer system, and therefore the stormwater system is regulated. As part of that, we're required to do different activities that engage the public. And so this is one of those activities where we engage our citizens to help clean up our waterways. And it's just a suite of practices that we have. So Wes mentioned those stream restorations, but we also do some of these other things like actual physical pulling litter out of the streams.
Wow. So you guys are all at work on this Blacks Run Cleanup Day too, rolling up your sleeves and getting dirty and helping clean out, I imagine, too, as well, right? It's a big effort. Go ahead.
Yeah, we get involved the day of, helping either just handing out supplies or riding around, making sure people have what they need. And we'll occasionally see something in the stream here at Public Works. Blacks Run runs right behind our back door. And so we'll go out there and just jump in and get some of the stuff that we see occasionally throughout the year.
Yeah, this all is getting down and getting dirty and working hard is making me super hungry. All these efforts to improve the environment from the urban growth. I'm telling you, I'm eating some of the Windy City mix from Preposterous right now, and it is delicious. Have you tried it, you guys?
Oh, good.
That is very good, Don. Thank you.
Oh,
It's actually windy today, too.
I know.
I'm digging this buffalo cheddar.
Buffalo cheddar? And what were you going to say, Brittany? Tell me more.
So sweet and salty all at the same time. So good.
What are you munching on over there, Shayna? What you got?
I have the maple flavor, and it is delicious.
Fantastic. And what about you, Keith? What you got going on?
I wasn't invited to this. I need to go over to Shannon and get some.
Look at him. He's walking over there to get. Jeremy,
Just throw it.
they're throwing popcorn in the office, everybody. Preposterous flying everywhere. Citywide. How about you, Jeremy? What you got?
The Windy City is good.
Thank something? You are welcome. It is just so delicious. It's like I can't choose between savory and sweet sometimes, which is why I love this flavor because I can get them both in one bite. Classic cheddar and caramel flavor all in one bag. Can you believe it, laughers? Can you believe it, team at Harrisonburg Public Works?
Amazing.
It is amazing. Laughers, you can have this delicious popcorn and save money with their discount promo code they have just for you. And you can get your hands and munch on some today when you visit prepopsterous.com. That's PREPOPSTEROUS.com. Listen, the code is, carefully listen, LAUGH15. Get it today. All right. You know what you can do, laughers? When you sign up and register for Blacks Run Cleanup Day, you're going to get hungry. You're going to need some snacks. So you can get the Pre-Popsters popcorn at a discount and bring it with. What up? That's exciting. Because you're going to need the energy because they're also planting a ton of trees or something like that happening, right, Jeremy? Listen, before you answer, I don't ever remember this being a part of the event years ago. I don't know if it's new. We missed it. I don't know what happened there. So maybe you can tell us more about the tree planting part of the event.
That's correct, Don. So Harrisonburg has been a Tree City USA. We've celebrated for the last 18 years. And Tree City USA is it's one of the oldest programs for the Arbor Day Foundation that was established in 1976. So part of that is celebrating Arbor Day in the spring in April. So we thought it was very important as part of our urban forestry program about 5 years ago to include Arbor Day as part of Black's Run Cleanup Day, with the efforts on that Saturday just to come out and also plant trees. So we've picked several spots over the last 5 years at Thomas Harrison Middle School, at North End Greenway, and throughout downtown to incorporate more trees and tree canopy to clean the water as it makes its way to Black's Run. This year we'll have a small group of Girl Scouts, local Girl Scouts, to plant about 20 trees just below Thomas Harrison Middle School. It's a tributary that feeds our golf course, Heritage Oaks Golf Course, to help clean the water as it makes its way through the golf course. So big shout out to the Girl Scouts that will be helping us that morning, and we'll get some more trees in the ground.
Yes, this is a great scout project, by the way. Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, come on out and do that. I'd love for you to explain while we're talking to you, Jeremy, just a little bit more how this works, and prevents erosion. I don't understand the process of how tree canopy makes that happen.
Yeah, so it's just tree canopy is just an aerial looking down from the sky down, and the leaves and the branches that cover the ground. So we want more canopy throughout the city. We want to increase our tree canopy and plant more trees. The leaves actually intercept the water to help slow it down. So, with the water slowing down, you have less erosion. The roots stabilize the banks. That we plant a lot of trees along Black's Run. In the meantime, with, like Wes said, with the stream restoration, to hold those banks in place with the roots and to soak up some of the nutrients that then will be help to clean the water as it makes its way to the Chesapeake Bay. So more trees is good, and we plant trees in the spring, and we also plant trees in the fall. If groups want to help plant trees throughout the year or in the spring and fall, they can contact our office to sign up for tree planting events.
That's really great. Okay. See, I'm learning about the environment as I'm talking to you all and how all this works. So I think I got it, and I just want to check. The tree canopy slows the water flowing into the streams, which decreases that possible chance of more pollution and that kind of thing, because it gives it more time for that water runoff to go in the ground versus streaming down to the stream. Did I pick up on this correct? I know it's probably not. Yeah, did I get it?
You're a quick learner. Yes.
I see. So we do need, so it's not a good thing to have urban environments with no trees.
Correct.
Okay. Some people look at the trees and go, well, that's in my way. You know what I mean? I can't see this.
Also, Wes made a good point too. The trees shade the water. It helps cool the water. So then the fish and the animals and critters that need the cool water. So we want to cover that channel or the stream to help put that shade down and cool. We don't want warm water. We want to help cool the water by shading with more tree canopy.
Yeah, I like cool water too. So it makes sense that
cool water actually holds more oxygen as well. So.
Oh, this is amazing. So then while we're just on it, I'm a curious human, So we tend to build cities, or historically build cities, a lot of concrete and all that kind of thing. And obviously it's very important. It sounds like if we're going to have a lot of concrete, we also need to have a lot of trees. So have you guys in your experience seen changes in urban planning before people start putting up the buildings, or talking to people like you at Harrisonburg Public Works to make sure that they're also helping the environment? Are you seeing more and more of a trend in that in your time working with Harrisonburg Public Works? Can somebody talk about that?
Certainly, our stormwater laws and regulations have been beefed up over the years. Historically, they were a little bit more loose in regulation, but our current stormwater regulations actually take into account for water quality downstream as well. Keith, did you have anything else to add for that?
You see more trees being incorporated even in site development, and that's partially due to changes in our zoning regulations, just more awareness all around of the value of trees. So you can think about a parking lot that you've known existed pre-1960, probably was a pretty flat surface parking lot throughout the whole, 5-acre site. Whereas a newer site, you'll notice they'll put in the little islands with trees, and it's just, even developers are more aware of adding in trees. So we see more of those.
Okay. And Jeremy, you were going to say something, I think. Did I miss it?
Yeah, we just work closely with our community development folks at community development. And I was going to say, Keith is a big part of that, and their environmental action plan and stuff like that. So more regulations, and people are just more aware too that we need more trees.
We definitely need more trees. That's really great. So this is an exciting day we have coming up. So Shayna, I've got some questions for you, but before I get into those, I discovered something really awesome in prepping for the interview. And that is, you and I share something in common. And that is, we both went to West Virginia University.
Go Mountaineers.
That's right. Let's go Mountaineers. I'm actually a double alum from West Virginia University, and my degrees are in kinesiology. So both of them makes perfect sense that I'm a comedian today. No, but I enjoyed my experience there, and I'm from Morgantown, West Virginia. So I'm excited about that. Are you from West Virginia, Shayna?
No, I'm actually from Harrisonburg.
What? And you went to W?
Yeah.
And now you're back home.
I did. Yeah, I did kind of a circle.
You did. You studied. Oh my gosh. We even practiced this in rehearsal, and I'm still probably going to goof it up. You studied, let me see if I can get it.
Agroecology.
Ecology. Thanks for it. Yes, that's what I said. What is that? What is agroecology?
So it's basically consisted of 3 minors: plant science, soil science, and environmental protection. So those 3 things kind of make up the one major.
Okay. How did you get interested in all of that?
I did FFA in high school, and I did the ecology classes. Oh, another acronym. Sorry.
Yes.
Future Farmers of America.
Thank you. Yes. I recognize that. The acronym went over my head for a second. Okay.
But yeah, that's what sparked my interest. And then I went to WVU I started out as environmental protection. And then there was too much chemistry involved. So I switched to agroecology, and I got to work in the greenhouse all the time.
Yes, I can have too much chemistry too. I don't want. So that's great. Yeah. So how long have you been with Harrisonburg Public Works now?
Last week was 1 year.
What? Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the team. I'm excited about you being on there. To know it's a WVU alum is even way more exciting. So I would love to hear from you. If you can share with the Lappers and the public, what should they look forward to at this year's event for Blacks Run Cleanup Day?
So aside from picking up trash for a couple hours in the morning, we have a really exciting list of things that are going on Blacks Run Cleanup Day. As Wes kind of mentioned, this is our 25th cleanup day. So we kind of went big this year. Our green scene is going to be downtown with us where you sign up at the grassy lot next to the farmer's market. We're going to have a science fair type display of local environmental groups from the area, just to kind of tell everybody what they do and how they work in our community. And if the volunteers go to each display at the green scene, they can enter their passport that we're going to create for a really cool raffle prize.
Cool. Is there going to be a pizza party too?
Yes, of course. There's no party if you don't have pizza, right? We have a bunch of pizzas for all the volunteers. After they get done at their cleanup, they can come back and eat their pizza and walk around the green scene and see what everybody else is doing locally in our community. We also have a couple other raffles going on, and lots of local businesses got involved this year. And there are 4 breweries downtown that are doing $1 off pours for all volunteers on Black Run Cleanup Day.
Nice.
Brothers Craft Brewing, Three Notched, Pale Fire, and Sagebird.
That's awesome. You got a social media photo contest too, I saw. How does that kind of work?
Yes. So after the cleanup events, if people want to post their pictures. We're giving out prizes for the largest group, the most enthusiastic group, the largest item recovered, and the weirdest item recovered. So if they tag us on Facebook or Instagram, we'll see it and we'll give out prizes like a week after the cleanup day.
That's really great. And how does the voucher for the $1 off work? Do they need to show something when they go to the breweries afterwards that helps them get that $1 off? What is that? How does that work?
Yes, we'll be handing out little tickets or something. We'll be giving out wristbands to people. That's it.
A wristband
that they can show.
I think that a couple of those breweries are going to do a specialty brew, right? Can you tell us more about that?
Brothers will be doing a lemongrass infused Pilsner called Spring Fed. And then Three Notched is also creating an elderberry American wheat.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. I do like beer now. And we have like beer and popcorn. People are learning about a lot about me today. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then there's post-event activities too that are partnering with businesses. Is that right? So what were some of those?
Sagebird is hosting a post-event social. They're going to have their outskirts food truck open, selling some hot dogs.
Yeah.
They're going to have some games, I think cornhole maybe. And if you're part of their Appalachian Cider Society and you join their cleanup team this year, they're offering even more discounts on top of the $1 off pours.
Oh, Sagebird is even organizing the team. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. That means other people can too. Be thinking about that. Are you part of a church group? Are you a part of a spa group? Are you part of some kind of organization or women's group or men's group, or any kind of group, and even youth groups, church youth groups? These are just giving you some ideas, Laughers, that you can bring a group of people out to help improve our environment, because we know we need that so we can all have a place to live and breathe. So they just throwing those ideas out there, plus the prizes. I mean, I think that's a really fun part of what you guys are doing this year with the raffle prizes. In fact, X2 Comedy wanted to be a part of that to help out. So there will be a chance to win 2 X2 Comedy show tickets to the X2 Comedy series at Court Square Theater this year, just by signing up to register for the event. Can you tell us more, Brittany?
Yeah, if you all go online and register for the Black Run Cleanup event or the Arbor Day function, we will be giving away alongside X2 Comedy. You can attend one event from the X2 Comedy series if you register by April 8th. So we're having a raffle for that prize. So we're really excited to participate with X2 Comedy and very thankful for their participation. And this will be a fun drawing for us to do before the event.
Yes. A side note on that, Laughers, you can work during the day. I think the event starts at 9 a.m. Is that right? Yeah. So you can work during the day, wrap it up, maybe grab some brew at one of the local breweries. And then, in fact, that night you could redeem those 2 tickets, because we have a show on April 15th. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 7:30. So you can sit back and relax and laugh and enjoy and top off the night with some humor from some hilarious comics that actually are all Virginia based. That night will be 3 local comics, including myself, my husband, the JMU's funny professor and funny local babe, Jay's there, as well as, speaking of the out by the Chesapeake Bay, we have Donna Lewis coming from Hampton, Virginia, and Melissa Dowdy from Salem, Virginia. So that show actually is all Virginia-based comics. Keeping it at home, I think that's a nice tie-in. But that's not the only raffle prize you guys are giving away. Can you speak about some of the other ones, Brittany?
Yeah, so Shayna and Wes and myself, we've been collecting some wonderful donations from the community, that especially businesses that are located along Black's Run. And they wanted to join in efforts with us. So businesses like Greenberries, Bella Luna, Water Street Bohemian, our Harrisonburg Downtown Renaissance has donated downtown dollars for this event. Texas Inn has given us a few gift cards. So if you participate in this event's photo contest, you have a chance of winning some of those gift cards and donations from those local businesses. And if you participate in our event Green Scene Passport activity, where you go around and visit with different environmental experts, if you get them to check off your passport card, you have a chance to win a gift card to Beyond or Bella Luna downtown. Wow. So that's some of those reasons to participate. And we're really thankful for all of the community collaboration on this event and community involvement in this event. So
I think that's really great. Now, the raffles giveaways will be happening throughout the day or a particular part of the day. How's that part working?
The photo contest participants will receive a notification after the fact, and we'll try to do the raffle prize for the green scene a little bit earlier than that. But we would like to announce that at the green scene pizza party. So come back, enjoy some pizza, win some prizes, and celebrate with us before participating in some of the after event functions happening at the local breweries and cideries.
I love it. It's a great segue into this next question. Is Shayna, how do laughers find out in the public more about this information about Black's Run cleanup and how to register for the day and Arbor Day?
You can follow us on our Facebook page, Harrisonburg Public Works. We created an event page for Black's Run Cleanup and Arbor Day. We'll be posting updates, and that should also have the link. Or you can visit the Harrisonburg web or harrisonburgva.gov, our website, and find our Clean Stream link for a way to sign up for Cleanup Day. And we are also on Instagram.
Excellent. I love it. This is so great. A few side notes, though, too, when lappers are going to participate and choose to participate in this. There was a couple of things I learned that I didn't know. One notably that I definitely want to talk about today is you participate in this, then you're asked not to feed the ducks. But I kind of think I know why, but as we all have discovered, I am not an environmental expert, even though I care about the environment. So who can talk to us about why we should not feed the ducks?
Yeah, I'll tackle this one, Dawn.
Okay, thanks, Wes.
Historically, people love feeding ducks. It gives people a way to connect with nature, and typically people don't mean a whole lot of harm from it, and it's generally accepted behavior, but it actually is not good for the duck's health. The ducks will actually continue to stay in one spot, and they won't migrate anymore, reducing their natural instincts. Also, if you're feeding the ducks like bread, which commonly people like to feed the ducks bread, it's not good for their digestive system, and they actually can develop conditions that make them unable to fly. So,
no.
And then the biggest reason, with all these populations of ducks that are not migrating anymore, it concentrates their manure in and around our local waterways, so that it's a big contributor of E. coli in our streams. And like I mentioned earlier, we are the Black's Run is impaired due to fecal coliform bacteria, and certainly waterfowl contribute to some of that.
Wow. I didn't know all that. You see all these movies and everybody's feeding the ducks the bread.
Yeah. I mean, it's a socially acceptable behavior, and people are just trying to connect with nature.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's best to leave nature alone and put a little distance and just observe it.
Yeah. The heart is good.
Good.
Hopefully people in Hollywood will start hearing this podcast so they'll quit feeding the ducks in the movies. That would help too.
Yeah.
Note, Hollywood. Note. So as we wrap up here, Wes, I would love to wrap up with this question. And the Blacks Cleanup Day, that's just one day, but the efforts and help are needed throughout the year to improve our environment. And you had alluded to, and the teams alluded to, there are other opportunities to help with the cleanup efforts throughout the year. So Keith, can you share some of those opportunities with us?
Yeah.
Wes, sorry.
It's okay, Don.
My human is showing.
I routinely schedule small group cleanups or individual cleanups. Whenever individuals want to get in contact and want to do a cleanup, it's totally on them. It's a very informal process. I'll talk to you on the phone and just create a map for you just to make sure you know where you're going on the stream, and I'll provide the supplies and the bags and go out and clean up the stream whenever you want to. So we'll pick the trash up. I'll pick the trash up as well after you're done cleaning up. So if there's any groups or other organizations out there that want to organize a small group cleanup or individual cleanup, I do it throughout the year whenever it suits the individuals or groups cleaning up. So
that's good to know, because April 15th is coming upon us and they may miss the podcast, but if they catch it, then they know that they can still help out in some way, which is great.
Yeah. On another note, the people that are coming to Blacks Run Cleanup Day, we'll kick off registration at 9 o'clock in the morning for people that are not registered as well. So even if you don't pre-register for the event, which we encourage everyone to register, it just helps us organize a little bit better, and we can already assign groups to sections of the stream. You can come up and we'll register you as soon as you show up on the day of. So you don't have to be pre-registered, but we encourage everyone to pre-register so we can provide the appropriate amount of supplies and have all of our sections covered before the event starts.
Yeah.
9:30 will be the kickoff, though. So
that's right. Also important to do a pizza count for the pre-registration.
Absolutely.
So the event planners, that's why they want to know, so they can make sure there's enough food there for everybody and all the other aspects of an event that make it necessary and helpful to know how many people are coming. So, but yes, please do pre-register. Also, though, if you're hearing last minute the podcast, if you want to go tomorrow, that day, that morning, you can show up and still help out. So thank you so much for joining me today, Wes, Keith, Jeremy, Shayna, and Brittany. This has been so great, and I've had fun with you all chatting and learning more about all things Blacks Run Cleanup Day. I loved our time together, and I'm very happy and humbled to be a small part of helping get the word out on this environmentally impactful annual event. So thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thanks, Don.
Thanks,
Don.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, you are all welcome. And Lappers, you can help make a difference in the environment by signing up to help today with a group, your friends, your family, or just even yourself. Visit www.harrisonburgva.gov. That's Harrisonburg, HARRISONBURGVA.gov/clean stream -clean -up -day, or click on Blacks Run Cleanup Day at cleanstream.org. And then you know that you can also find it on social media, on Facebook and Instagram, as Shayna mentioned earlier. And we'll be sure to put all those links for you in the show notes so that if you're driving or working out, please be safe. Wait until you hop off the treadmill or get out of the car and you can go to the show notes and grab those. Plus, there in the show notes, we will also have that discount promo code LAUGH15 with the link to prepopsterous.com so you can grab some of their delicious popcorn today. Get you some. Woo! So good. Try that Windy City mix, y'all. Try. And lastly, and most importantly, thanks for tuning in, Laughers. Out of all the podcasts out there, you picked us, and we think that's pretty darn special, just like you. Until next time, keep smiling. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Virginia is for Laughers podcast, brought to you by X2 Comedy. We'll be dropping a new podcast every Wednesday, so check back for another uplifting episode. Come to an X2 Comedy show or let us bring one to you. To find out more, head to x2comedy.com. Be sure to share this podcast with a friend, and until next time, cheers.